All right, so I'm back with another one with Over the Top, the podcast. I am your host, Damon Hicks, and I got a special guest. As y'all know, I always bring somebody special on here. It's my dog, man. Been knowing him for a little bit, man. We've been talking, dropping gems, man. We always talk, man. He gave me a lot of gems and knowledge as we speak on the phone. We surround ourselves with the same like-minded individuals. And man, I'm gonna just let him introduce himself, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
I'm Tirus Duncan. I'm the founder, CEO, visionary behind the idea Everybody Somebody.
Absolutely.
A brand that where we like to spread awareness that no matter what you do or who you are, your life has value. But overall, I'm just a man of love.
Man, absolutely. And man, I appreciate you for coming on, man. And man, I love everything that you got going on. Been seeing you a lot everywhere doing your thing. Your brand is inspirational. I'm glad to be able to call you a friend, be able to reach out to you.
For sure.
And man, we about to hop straight into it, man. So we were just talking about Nipsey Hussle got this quote, and he was talking about, well, matter of fact, not even Nipsey Hussle. I was talking about how long do you got to be consistent until you get what you want?
You know the answer too. No, but for real, I think that's a question a lot of people have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how long do I gotta keep being dedicated?
Mm-hmm.
Like that Nipsey Hussle quote, how long should I stay dedicated? How long should, what do you say? The opportunity meet preparation.
Yeah.
Like for real, how long does it take? And literally the answer is however long it takes.
Man.
Which is a scary thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dang, you mean I'm gonna be doing this forever?
Come on, that's how I feel.
But it's like maybe you won't.
After you get worn out and you get tired.
Yeah.
Man, I hit up this guy on Instagram. He's a big guy on Instagram, influencer, you could say, investor. His name is Wall Street Trapper. I inboxed him and was like, man, what you do after you drained, after you just tired, after you've been putting it all in all year, what do you do then? He said the same thing everybody else. Say, take a break.
Yeah, it's like the analogy I was giving you a couple of days ago when we was talking on the phone. It's like LeBron James, championship superstar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He still take his breaks during the game. But that don't mean that the game is over.
Right.
That just mean you needed a break so you can recharge, so you can come back and do what you need to do so you can win. And ultimately, when you play in the game, you have a goal at the end of it, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I'm going to play this and I'm going to try to win. They know what they want. If you know what you want, you're going to do whatever it takes to get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to know what you want.
Man.
And when you know what you want, that's like, okay, what is my why behind what it is that I want? Why do I want this?
Mm-hmm.
I always say, when you know your why, the how becomes easy. There's no question as to why you're going to do whatever it is that you're going to do, because the how is easy now. It's like, I'm doing this because I know the value that I could add to this world. I'm doing this because I want to be a good father to my daughters.
Fact.
I'm doing this because I know who I'm capable of being. So then you won't even ask the question, how long it's going to take? However long it takes.
Ooh-wee. Man, because I feel like this year I've been putting in work, but I've definitely learned that you got to take a break. Because at some point, like you said, LeBron in the game and he's tired, his performance ain't even going to be how it's supposed to be by the end of the game. If you really want to win a game, then he got to take that break. So in that fourth quarter, he could give it all. He could give his all.
Right.
And so me, I feel like I'm close to that fourth quarter. I'm in that third quarter. I'm like, Coach,
go ahead,
let me get out, man. Let me get out real quick, man. And so I come back in fourth quarter and come and win us the championship, because I feel like I'm almost there to where I'm trying to go. So with your brand and everything that you got going on, what you think is the next level for you?
Man, that's a huge question. But I think it's just overall just continuing to be dedicated to the mission. It's like no matter what you do or who you are, your life has value. How do I get people to understand that in as many ways as possible? Because people don't always get the game the same way. You know what I mean? It's like as a teacher, you could teach a class a certain way. Not all the students going to get it the same way. So maybe you got to break it down like this. Maybe you got to break it down like this. Maybe you got to break it down like this. With Everybody Somebody, the brand, I do it under 3 different sectors. So I have the apparel, the media, and the events. Those are all different ways to add value to people or to get people to see the value that they have within themselves.
Talk that talk.
So I think just staying dedicated to the plan that I already have. Of course, you got to have a plan, right?
Absolutely.
And after you have that plan, staying dedicated and doing everything that you said you're going to do in that plan.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the next step is.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree, and just not forgetting on, like you said, what that why is, because if not, it'll begin to feel like work.
Yeah.
You know, something that
and maybe it should feel like work. Because you're going to show up to work every day, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of.
You got to, yeah.
Show up for yourself like you show up for work.
Absolutely. I wanted you to talk about, it was 2 things, it's like 3 things really we'd had a conversation about, but it was one thing that you had said last time we talked. We did some content, and you're talking about value with the penny.
Oh, man.
You gotta say that for the people. They gotta hear that.
Oh, man. What?
You remember?
No, I remember. Yeah. I think the thing about that was a lot of people lose sight of the value that they have within themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But just because you lose sight in the value that you have, or just because you don't think that you have as much value that you have, doesn't mean that you don't have value.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what we were talking about was with a penny, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, say you got $1. You lose a penny, you ain't got $1 no more.
Mm-hmm.
Or even on a grander scheme, say you got $1 million. You lose a penny, you're not a millionaire no more.
Right.
So your value might be that penny at that time. But that doesn't mean that your value is just determined by the minimalistic penny. Like, you're still capable of being more than, and you have to decide your value.
Facts.
It's like, oh, I'm a penny. Okay, be $1 then. And that's all in you. Like, it all starts in the mind. It's the power of the belief.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been on that recently, realizing that most people don't do something because they don't believe that they can. And that's the only reason.
So, and on my podcast, I like to talk about procrastination a lot, man. So since you said that, what gave you that belief? What gave you that confidence, you know?
That's the thing. I'm still developing it.
What?
Like, I can't even sit here and lie.
That's wild to me too. And thank you for that transparency, because it's like, on the outside looking at you, it's like, nah, he got that confidence. He's fine. He got the brand. He just doing the event, a successful event.
And people think that. But you literally have to, they say fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe in that, fake it till you make it, but you have to put yourself in the mind first where you want to be. It's like, I'm going to do this because I think I can. And then what you do is like, dang, I can do that.
I did it, yeah.
I did it.
Wow.
And I think confidence is developed through trial.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, most people don't believe that they can do something, so they can't. And that's the only reason. And the deeper level of that is, once you believe that you can. It all starts with belief. Like, belief is the first step of anything. You can hear something, you can listen to something, but it don't matter. It don't mean anything if you don't believe it.
Hey, that's a fact. That's funny, because I did a acceptance. I got an acceptance. I got an award, and I did an acceptance speech or whatever before, but I was so nervous. I talked to like 5 people, and it's funny though, because after I did the speech, and after that, it gave me confidence now that, like, I talked to all these people. I definitely can talk to a group of people now. I got a little confidence. So I want to ask you this though. So as far as not the confidence, but the part on just taking action on what it is that you wanted to do, as far as your brand, how did you defeat that procrastination in that, just taking action?
Again, it's like I'm still developing that confidence and everything that it takes, but that's faith. It's like, maybe if I do this, it's going to turn out right. And really, a lot of credit goes to my dad, for real. Because even before I even released the first batch of crew necks, when I released them, 2 years ago, I was like, dang, Dad, am I really going to do this? Like, I'm going to spend all my hard-earned money on this, and people may not buy it. And he's like, well, what if they do? Dang. So that flipped the switch in my mind. Instead of thinking, what happens if this doesn't happen the way I want it to? What happens if it does happen the way I want it to?
Right, 50-50 chance.
Yeah, and when stuff happens, like, when you start thinking like that, when you transition that faith or that fear to faith, you start moving at a different frequency. It's like, I'm not scared no more.
Being fearless.
Because I got faith that this is going to happen how I want it to happen. I always break down the difference between faith and fear. Like, the Bible said, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And if you think about it, take out faith and put fear, it's the same thing. Fear is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. But fear is on a negative level. If you transition that fear to faith and think, oh, what if this good things happen? instead of what if this bad things happen, you start moving at a different level. Cause like, bro, you can't tell me nothing.
And I think that's what I've developed this year. Just going with faith.
Got to.
Because I feel like it's going to turn out the way it's supposed to turn out eventually.
Yeah.
Through the trial.
Yeah.
When you gain the confidence and you figure it out and you learn it. And that's why I like to say, like, just take action on it. Because, the only people that's going to have something to say is two people, right? The people that ain't got nothing going on for themselves, they're judging it. And then it's the person that kind of glanced at you and was like, hold on. I could give him some tips, things to help him get to where he need to go. Because the people that's working and grinding, they not focused on nobody.
Right.
But if they do see you, hey, look, just do this right there, do that. That'll help you grow that. And you like, oh, dang. So, man, just take action.
Yeah, and ultimately, on to that point, at the end of the day, nobody cares.
Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah.
And I don't even want to sound like negative condescending with that. Yeah. I'm saying nobody cares. But you have to care first enough to make other people care.
Absolutely.
Because why should they care?
You got to have that confidence. And I realized that too, not to interrupt you, but I realized that you have to really put yourself out there in a way where people look at you like, hold on, why is he marketing himself in that way? Let me check out what he got going on.
I remember Damian Lillard, or it was somebody, I think it was Damian Lillard. He didn't make the All-Star team or something. And he tweeted, be so good they can't ignore you. And I was like, dang. Because you get to that point, it's like, man, why they ignore me? Why can't these people see what I'm trying to do? Be so good that they can't miss you. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they not looking. Okay, you're not doing enough then. It's like, it's that simple. You're not doing enough then. Right. Be so good that the value that you are adding cannot be taken away. Be so good that when people look at you, they say, man, this person make my life better. This person makes me want to be better. Because at the end of the day, I'm in the business of trying to inspire and influence people to become the best that they could be. And that requires me being the best that I could be. Yep. And a lot of times people look at you and be like, you arrogant. Oh, you got a big ego. It's like, nah, I just know who I am. And I know my capabilities.
And I heard that, sometimes that intimidates people.
Yeah, it does.
Because they look at themselves like, dang, why I don't have that type of confidence.
Like you walk around like you better than everybody. Nah, I walk around like I know who I am. Now you should walk around like you know who you are too.
Come on now.
And the problem is most people suffer with insecurities and self-doubt within themselves. So when they see somebody who is walking in the light of, man, I know who I am. I'm confident in who I am. I know the value that I add to this world. They gonna look at them like, man, why you think you better than everybody else?
Who you think you is?
It's like, who do you think you are? Because I'll never tell nobody that I'm better than them. At the end of the day, you should tell yourself that you are the best you that you could be. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But a lot of people don't tell themselves that. A lot of people are waiting for others to tell them or to get that reassurance or to get that validation of saying, man, you know that you can do this, you can do that. It's like, nah, I'm going to tell myself.
Yeah, facts. And that's what I've gained. I think not this year, but last year. I was reading a book. It was like, you got to carry yourself like that.
You got to. You got to like walk in the light of, I'm a legend.
Yeah, most definitely. And so I wanted to talk about this too, because you had told me this and it stuck with me forever. You was like, if you can't find the one, be the one. Can you talk about that? Man. Let the people know the lesson behind it.
I mean, that kind of goes to that.
Stuck with me, bro.
Yeah, that goes with that nobody cares. You know what I mean? If you can't find the one, be the one. If you can't find the one who cares about what it is that you're trying to do, you should carry yourself. Because at the end of the day, who else you got? Like, why? People there's a level to this. You shouldn't carry it in a way of, you're always going to be the only one who cares. Because if that's the case, you're not really providing no value.
Right.
But if you actually providing real substantial value, somebody's going to care eventually. But you have to be the first one. You have to be the one who tells yourself, this is why I'm going to do what it is that I'm going to do, because I know the value that it's going to add to everybody else. But I can't find no one. Be the one. Because you are one. And that goes to people just not believing the value that they have themselves. It's like you have enough value to give yourself the validation that you are searching for. And ultimately, it comes down to you anyways, because when somebody gives you that validation, you have to believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, you got the best podcast on the internet. But if you don't believe that, I'm for real. If you don't believe what that mean?
Don't mean nothing.
Nothing. And people look at you like, oh, you got it. Like, again, I've been getting called arrogant a lot recently. It's like, nah, bro. I know who I am and I know my capabilities.
Right.
And I'm not going to tell you what you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to show me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I'm going to have to show you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, y'all going to have to take my life or y'all take my drive.
Dang. Hey, you know,
Shout
why hey, while you were just talking, I was just thinking, bro, this man had taught me a lot. And it's funny how when people say stuff, you really don't know that they really be taking it in and really like holding it with them. There was another thing that you talked about where now, moving forward, I get offended when people say, I see you doing your thing with your dreams. Dreams? You think what I'm doing right, you think this podcast is a dream? This is reality. It's no longer a dream.
Yeah.
After I took it out there, talk about that.
For real.
You gotta talk about
what
that.
I say, it was like, I'm not chasing my dreams. I'm going to get what's mine.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's not, I feel disrespect when people say that now.
Yeah.
It's like,
keep chasing your dreams. Bro, do you see me?
Like,
this my life.
Yeah, this is reality.
Like, this is real. This is, and there's something about that word reality. What's reality? Something that is real.
Mm-hmm.
Stop talking about I'm chasing my dreams. Nah, I'm showing you my reality.
Yeah.
Dang, that's something even within itself. Because a dream, when do people dream most of the time?
They sleep.
When they sleep. Wake up. This is my reality. This is real.
Mm-hmm.
This is my life.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I'm showing you. I'm not chasing no dreams. I'm going to get what's mine. Because it's in front of me. You know what I mean? And most of the time when you're chasing something, that means it's running away from you. Your dreams ain't running away from you. Your dreams is waiting for you to wake up and see the reality that you are able to live.
Talk that talk.
Because you are able to live it. And you are, I always tell people you are so much more capable of being so much more.
Mm.
Like anything that you want in this life, you can get.
Facts.
Anything.
Facts.
Now you got to be real. You know what I mean? You got to be real with whatever it takes to get what it is that you want, but you can't get it. It goes back to the first step I was talking about, the power of belief.
Mm-hmm.
In order to get something, you have to first believe that you can get it, period.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't believe that you can get it, you're not going to be able to get it.
That's facts.
Again, like the first thing I said, most people don't get something because they don't believe they can. And that's the only reason. It's not because you're not good enough. It's not because the opportunities are not in front of you. It's because you don't believe that you can.
Mm.
Confidence, boy.
Let me ask you this. What's some things that you're doing to build your confidence?
I think just putting myself out there in these different situations.
Mm. Is this one of them?
Yeah, 100%. People tell me all the time, bro, you need to start a podcast. You need to start getting on podcasts, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
People don't know. I deal with more self-doubt than probably the normal. But that's because I require so much from myself. I'm like, man, can I even do that? And this is coming from a complete place of vulnerability,
right.
Being transparent.
Yeah.
Because I'm a vulnerable person.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, a lot of the biggest reason why I don't got a lot of things that I want right now is because I don't believe in myself.
Mm.
And I always say self-doubt is the beginning of failure.
Mm.
The moment you start to doubt yourself, the moment you set yourself up to not even have a chance at succeeding because you doubted yourself.
And which goes back to what your pop said.
Yeah. Like, what if I don't sell none of this, Dad? What if you do? It's like, dang. And my pops, he be dropping like small little gems like that all the time. Just
it hit you.
And it hits you after a while. It's like, dang, I guess he was right.
What if it does?
What if it does? And I think you have to start walking in that light. Instead of thinking, what if this don't happen, think, what if it does? Because ultimately, faith needs to transcend fear. Mm-hmm. Fear holds you back. Faith promotes. It's like, oh, I'm scared. Okay, be scared then. But when you be like, I got faith, then that's where that confidence starts to come in. It's like, y'all can't tell me nothing no more.
Hey, it's funny you just talk about that because I just watching the video with Kanye West, and I think he did his first fashion show in like 2011. He said 2015, 2011, one of them too. But he was like, the lady was like, dang, this is going to be terrible. Like, I'm scared. He was like, okay, still going to do it though.
Yeah.
And it's like, we still going to
do it scared. Do it anyways. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm terrified. So what you going to do about it? Sit there, cry? Nobody cares.
Because Will Smith be talking about that a lot too. I think he was talking about he was nervous about doing the skydiving thing. It was like after he did it, it was like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, everybody's scared.
Man, well, we all nervous. I just told you I was nervous at people think since I be on here talking so freely, like, man, I was scared, bro. When I tell you I talked to like 5 people before I even went on that stage, like my
Searching
dad
for that validation.
Come on, I'm scared, man. You ain't got nothing you gonna say? Nah, I'm telling Jamal, bro, I'm scared, bro. I don't know what I'm about to say. I even tell the young lady the mother that threw it, her young lady, I'm like, damn, I didn't know we had to do it. That's it, speech. It's like, I'm like, oh, it's not. But it's crazy. I got the confidence though, and I kind of got that energy that they gave me before I went on stage. It gave me a crazy amount of confidence to where that fear just.
Man, confidence is key. You know why I said self-doubt is the beginning of failure?
Yep.
That means confidence is the beginning of success.
Yep.
Confidence in yourself, confidence in the value that you're creating, confidence in you being able to be, period.
And I'm glad you had said that after I asked you what tips you got, because it is putting yourself in positions to where you are nervous and where you are scared that is what developed that confidence. Because even being in front of this camera, it's intimidating. People think it's a game when that camera hit record and you like, oh,
I gotta talk now.
It's real now. It's real. Even when I was at the podcast, Balanced Period podcast, you know, I was confident at first, but when that camera got the recording, I got nervous. I'm like, how am I nervous? I do podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
and I've been told it never goes away. It never goes away. That's why I say do it anyways.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will use the lack of confidence as an excuse to never do anything. It's like, if you never do anything, you ain't never gonna be anything.
Yeah. I want you to talk about this too, because we talked about this as well. We talked about it a lot.
But we be talking.
Every time we talk on the phone, it seems like it should have been a podcast.
No, for real.
But I wanted to talk about that failure thing. You know what I'm saying? When you was talking with the young lady about the failure.
Oh, the failure. I be talking about a lot about failure. But the main point of that is failure is inevitable. You know what I mean? Like, failure is inevitable. A lot of people, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to fail. Yeah, you're going to fail. You're definitely going to fail. That is a part of life. But the difference in failing is what endurance do you have to continue? A lot of people are scared to try something because they think that the failure is the end. Nah, failure is just the beginning. Failure is a learning experience.
Facts.
When you fail, that gives you the opportunity to learn. It's like you think about fail and fall. 2 words kind of similar, right? But you got I there. When I fall, that means I fail, but I can get back up and try again. And life is not about all the times that you fall, all the times that you fail. Life is about all the times you fall and get back up. Because ultimately, we in a race of endurance. Or not even race. We are in a journey of endurance. We are in a life to where things not going to always go your way.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't wake up some days and you can be like, man, is what I'm trying to do even feasible?
Bro, that's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of times. Every day I wake up, I ask myself, is it even...
Is
like,
it
once I
worth
get
it?
to the point to where I'm at, would I even feel like them sacrifices worth it?
Yeah.
You know, and I be trying to like study some of the game and watch these interviews, and I hear them ask certain questions like, as a father doing all this, how do you balance the time?
Yeah.
Some of them like, I don't. I bring them to the studio with me. Some of them like, you got to either choose. One dude was like, I be telling my woman, you got to choose one. You want me to be here or you want me to be there working and we can live the lifestyle we live in? So it's like sacrifices.
Yeah. And I think even then it's like, at what cost?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Give up today. Then what?
And it's like, I feel like I can't, bro. And
when you come so far, why stop?
Yeah, why stop now?
You know what I mean? Even if you don't feel like it's worth it, even when you feel like, man, I'm just doing this just because I started. Keep going anyways. Because ultimately, what you got to lose.
Yep.
And I think instead of thinking about what you got to lose, think about what you have to gain. Because there's something that you have to gain from everything.
Hey, you got to tell them that analogy, the basketball game analogy, the championship.
Which one?
Where you was like, every basketball team lose.
Oh, yeah. Because folks be talking about, I don't lose. Like, I don't go through losses. And I be like, okay, I respect your opinion for one, because you have the right to your own opinion.
Yeah.
But when you lose, you have the opportunity to learn. Again, life is a learning experience. And I keep talking about that because I want people to really understand. Like, you are going to lose. But when you lose, you learn. And the championship game, right? Like we all love the NBA. Nobody made it from the beginning of the season to the NBA championship and won every single game.
All right.
People lost.
Yep.
But through you losing, you get lessons. Now you go to your coach and be like, okay, we did this. Let's watch the film. Oh, man, you missed it right there. Oh, man, you should have stopped that defender right there. Oh, man, you should have passed right there. Because in your losses, there are lessons. You lose and you learn. You live and you learn. When you accept the fact that you are going to lose, like a lot of people don't play the game because they scared to lose.
Hey, in this game that we in,
you ain't got no choice,
bruh. And we talk about a daily battle.
And that's why I think the main thing I've been on recently, limit the excuses and find the reason. You know what I mean? Limit the excuse, because you can find an excuse for everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, I could have stayed in bed all day today.
That's why you shouldn't give yourself time to even think about it. Don't even really. I got a new theory for the people that hear this before 2023. I don't know what you think about this, but this is what I think about it. This year, try something new. Don't write down none of your goals. Just take action on them. You know, every year we do the same thing. Try something new. Don't write down none of your goals. Take action on them. Don't even talk about them. Just take action on them. Just see. It's just my new theory for this year.
Nah, that's real. That's real.
Try some. And my thing for writing down goals, because I love it. I talk about it all the time. The only reason I say do it, because you're being intentional about what it is that you want. A lot of people don't know what they want. So by writing it down, you know what you want, you know, and you know the steps that you got to take. But try this new thing this year and tell me how it go.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the main part about that is figuring out what you want. Like you said, like write down, or don't write down, just do it.
Just do it.
But even in order to do something, you got to know what it is that you want to do.
Yep.
Because if not, you're just going to be walking blindly.
Yep.
And you must aim for something. You have to. Because what is going to happen if you don't aim for anything?
Don't hit nothing.
You don't hit nothing except for everything else.
Yep.
Now, if you aim for something, like if you go to the gun range, right? It's better to shoot a gun and hit something than to just shoot.
Yeah.
Because it gives you another sense of dopamine or something.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just shooting without aiming. It's like, what's the point of that? I just felt like shooting. Okay.
So this just came to my mind while you were just talking. You know, I be having all the questions. My mind very well. But so on the days where you don't have motivation,
which we like.
It's funny because when I just said that in my head, I kind of answered what I think you would say. Go back to the why. But what's some things that you do, to try to get yourself back motivated or inspired?
That's a big question. You already answered
it. He said that why.
Hey,
man,
everything goes back to the why. Because or else, what's the meaning? You have to, and not just that. Find the things that inspire you. Be around the people that inspire you.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Because we are conduits of energy. If you're around people who don't inspire you, if you're around people who, like people who be talking to me, they be like, why are you always trying to motivate somebody? I wouldn't have to motivate you if you wasn't walking around like you didn't need to be motivated. But since you walk around like you need to be motivated, it's my job to motivate you. Because my life mission statement is literally to inspire and influence people to become the best that they can become. So I'm going to have to motivate you. Why do you want to sit and sulk in your sadness? Oh, life is hard. Nobody cares. I don't want to wake up and go to work today. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Your bills don't care. Your job don't care. Your excuses. Like at my job, people be calling in. After I see their name on the calling list and they say, hey, Tyrus, I'm calling in today, blah, blah. I end the call right there because I don't really care about the excuse because life goes on. I still have a business that has to run, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's like the sun is going to come up and the moon is going to rotate in the same way regardless of your excuse or not. So even when I don't feel motivation, I feel the need to find the excuses as to why to not do something. I remind myself that nobody cares. Do it anyways. Because ultimately, if you really believe that you are providing a sense of value that you need to be providing, it's going to work out, period.
Facts. Man. Sure. I feel like this episode was full of gems, knowledge. Man, you went crazy. You went crazy. We definitely gonna have to do a part 2.
Nah, we tapped in for sure.
And man, I appreciate you for coming on, man. Camera it off, so if you're listening, you get to hear the whole thing. Well, I'm gonna put it on anyways. You're gonna be able to. I'm tripping, but yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming on, man. Dropping the gems and the knowledge, and man, I just want you to lead the people with something, man. Lead the people with something, and also give them your information as well.
Yeah. So first, I leave my information. You can find me on Instagram at the Great TPD. Because I'm great. Secondly, everybody somebody. It's spelled kind of weird, but if you type everybody somebody, you'll see a page full of people. A lot of people being somebody in their own lights.
Yeah.
And last, everybodysomebody.org. You can find the organization there and read all about us, everything that we do and everything we're committed to. And ultimately, you said leave people with something.
Yeah.
I be leaving people with the same thing a lot. When I give my keynote speeches and everything, just go speak to children or people, period. And it's to don't underestimate the value that you bring to this world. And I know that we get in those modes to where we feel as if, 1, we don't matter. 2, nobody cares. 3, what am I even doing, period. And the truth is, once you find that value that you do give, you have to live in it. And you cannot negate the importance of you being in the rooms that you are in. You are worthy of everything that you deserve. Not even that you deserve, because that adds to expectation, but everything that you want. You are worthy of it. And I think that we must put ourselves in position to receive it by first believing it. By first telling yourselves the things that you are instead of the things that you aren't. That's big. A lot of people tell themselves what they are not, and they'll listen to people, and not just what you tell yourself, but telling others too. Like, we have to encourage each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you've been out here, been a young entrepreneur, a young father, a young leader, forget all the titles because I hate titles, period.
Right.
A young human being.
Mm-hmm.
You have value within that, and there's nothing that can take away from it.
Right.
Nothing, except for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think my main message is and will always be to not forget the value that you bring to this world, because your life has a sense of importance, and you belong here.
Man, I had to be silent for that. I had to take that in. Man, I appreciate all that, man. Like, a lot of us need to hear that.
I need to hear that. No, for real. Like, everybody, somebody itself was created from my own place of my own insecurities within myself of not feeling like I'm enough. I didn't create this to capitalize off of people.
Right.
I created this because I needed it.
Yeah, and I like the meaning just behind just everybody's somebody, because a lot of people feel like other people are somebody, but they don't feel like they're selfish. Somebody look at other celebrities, they're somebody. No, you mean as much as they mean to somebody as well. Look at your family, look at people you surround yourself with.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're somebody too. You play a major part in somebody's life.
Like, if you was to cease to exist today, somebody's life would be forever different. I know, because I've experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if those people knew the value that they added to my life.
Your world.
To my world. And I know if they added value to my life, they added value to somebody else's life too.
Yeah.
And ultimately that stuff starts to haunt you, right? It's like, dang, did I do a good job in letting them know the value that they add to me? Which is why I be trying to be more open with, like, giving people the validation that they may be searching for, but they may not say. Because we all be searching for validation. Like, you out here doing a podcast, dropping episodes on episodes, that's something. And that's not something to be taken lightly. It's like, you out here doing it.
Yeah.
You're not living your dream. You're not chasing your dreams. You living your reality. Something that was once a dream.
Living your reality.
Yeah, you're not chasing no dreams. You living your reality. And that's big.
Yeah.
And Lauryn Hill had this quote. She said, "Fantasy is what people want. Reality is what they need." And when you get your reality, you gotta accept it. Again, that goes back to stop telling yourself the things that you aren't and tell yourself the things that you are. I am somebody. I am enough. And if I don't feel like I'm enough, I'm working on being all that I can be. I'm in that process right now. I am capable of being everything that I want to be. I can. Don't tell yourselves the things that you can't figure out how you can. A lot of people, I can't do that. I can't do. Okay, you can't do it then. You know what I mean? You can't do it then.
Absolutely.
But when you tell yourself the things that you can do, oh, it's up. For real. It's like I can. And that's I guess where that people will be like, that ego comes in, that arrogance. Like, nah, stop playing with me. I can.
Yeah.
Like, y'all gonna have to stop me.
Yeah.
Once I get in that mode to be like, bro, this my life I want.
Yeah.
Guess what? This the life I'm gonna get. Yep. And y'all gonna have to take my life or y'all take my drive. Shout out Kanye again.
Dang, that was a crazy closing. But man, thank you again for coming on, man. This was a classic episode. I think this is very impactful. Please, if you listen to this, please send it to 5 people. And I'm just being specific. I like the word.
Matter of fact, send it to 10.
Send it to 10 people. But honestly, send this to somebody you know can help. This could definitely help somebody. This is a very impactful episode, one of my favorites. And please send it to somebody. I hope you got something from it, man. Send him a positive message. Say your Instagram again. Send him some affirmations.
The Great TPD, or if you search Tirus Duncan, you can find me there.
Yep. And if you can't find it, go on my page. You're gonna be tagged in a lot of posts. So man, yeah. Tap in with another one. I'm glad y'all got to hear this knowledge and wisdom. We've been supposed to do something.
Nah, for real.
Finally got it in. I'm glad.
This is just the beginning, bro.
Absolutely. And so yeah, y'all tap in with another one, y'all. Peace.